Hi, I'm Stephen Head from Archery Supplies, and this is the 2022 PSE Brute. It's called the Attack. So in the past I've had the Brute Next and some other Brutes before that. So the Brute is basically the bow above the Stinger, so above the entry level, down from their top. So it's basically an entry level kind of bow. So this is the new version of it. It's a twin cam system. You've got yokes pulling either side, so it's very much like the PSE drive. So the drive is the step above this, the Stinger is the step below it. So it's pulling dual from either side, and the cams look the same as the drive. I can't pick the difference, but it does look different, so I'm not sure what the difference is. But one thing that is different on the drive to the Brute is the module. The module looks different, and so I'm guessing the cam's different. And the first thing I notice is the gap between the module and the cam. So I'm hoping I can sort of show that just there. There's a sort of a gap there, and I'm like, why did you do that? Why have you put a gap between the cam and the module? The Brute doesn't have that gap. So this is new, just been released. Is what it is. The bow's 32 inches axle, brace height almost 7 inches, 6.75, speed of 330 feet per second, draw length adjustable from 23 to 30.5. It's meant to weigh 4.1. It feels physically heavier in the hand. It's got a rubber grip, which is the same as the Brute and the Stinger now. Cable guard, solid rod, which bolts into the riser there. Underneath this little plastic tab will be the two Allen keys. I'm guessing two Allen keys that hold it in place. So very sort of simple. Look, I think this is a cast riser. I think the drive is a machine riser. I don't know. This is a paint finish. It's like a powder coat. It's not shiny. It's a matte finish. It looks quite deep, and it looks quite well finished. I like the ability that you can see the limb bolts here, so you can see how far down you can wind it. This is a 60-pound bow. You can wind it down 10 turns. I'm guessing it'll go somewhere towards the 40-pound mark. It'd be nice if PSE had the range where it goes from and to. The other thing which would be nice, PSE has this little tag on the bow which tells you the specs of the bow, the string length, the cable length. It'd be nice if it was actually on the physical bow, because if you lose this tag, it's hard to identify what poundage the bow is. So on the Brute, the serial number's there. The stabilizer hole is here. I would suggest using a quick detach if you're going to unscrew the stabilizers off this, because you don't want to strip out the riser. There's no lower mount position for a rear stabilizer, so if you're going to fit a rear stabilizer, you're either going to go through these holes or go onto the front. Multiple sight positions through there. It comes in camos and obviously blacks. I don't know the other colors. Literally, I've only got black and camo in stock. It comes in a package. The package is not like this. The package is a bow quiver, sight, I think maybe a drop away arrow rest. You need to add arrows and a release aid. Plastic limb bolt, plastic limb pockets, which is the same as the drive, although it's a different limb pocket system. The limbs are the same. It's the same Gordon glass limb as you find on all the bows pretty much today. There's going to be some exceptions, but they're probably going to be Chinese limbs. Most companies now are using Gordon glass limbs, so it is what it is. String stop down here. Look, it's a bit simpler. So on the more top end PSEs, you've got the ability to adjust the let off here. The cams are a little bit fancier. The riser's a bit fancier. The more expensive versions, you get metal limb pockets. You'll have various spots down here for stabilizers. You'll have better stabilizer bushings. You might have a roller cable slide. You might have adjustable cable guards. Look, this is a budget bow, and it's meant to shoot 330 feet per second. Uses, I'm going to guess, Torx to adjust the draw length. In here Each letter is 1/2 inch, A being the longest and P being the shortest, each letter 1/2 inch. Currently it's set on D. PSE have all their bows come out at 29 inches, which is a kind of a standard draw length, which would suit most archers. I have this bow set up with a whisker biscuit, D-loop and a basic sight. Now I've sold a couple of these bows. They've only just sort of come in, and I have had a problem where this cable gets stuck between the module and the cam. I've tested it and it hasn't happened, so I think if you pull it too hard against that draw stop, you're going to run that risk, so just bear that in mind. Now the reason for that, so the module pushes the cable towards the cam, so it pushes it that way. At the module where the draw stop is, there's actually a gap. Okay, so let's try this. So we're first off going to try the draw stuckle out. At 330 you'd expect it to be quite firm. These strings are the live wire strings, so they should be a pretty good quality. They're made on a computer, so theoretically you wouldn't get the peep sight twist, but I don't know. I haven't sold many of these yet, so. Okay, the first part of the draw cycle is really hard. So some of the bows start soft. This starts hard. You can see how far I drew that back. Nowhere. It's very firm to start with. And all the way through, it feels hard. Now I shoot PSE bows obviously, and I shoot them at 60 pounds. I shoot a 50 pound recurve for target shooting. This feels hard all the way through. I can't feel it peaking. It just feels like it's 60 pounds at the start, and it feels like 60 pounds all the way through. So I have no hesitation to say this bow is going to shoot 330 feet per second. It may shoot faster. So getting back here, it's starting to get, it feels like it's getting easier, but it's not. I think I'm just getting, that's my power position halfway through that draw. But if it is dropping, it's dropping just a little bit. It's a very consistent draw all the way through. I'm going to take the shot. Now that was I couldn't feel the let off. I just pulled it back and I'm like, I just can't feel that it's dropping. So that was a VAP. It shot 279. So the VAP weighs I think about 390. It's a 350 grain arrow, 350 spined arrow with 140 grain point, about 29 inches long. So 279 is relatively quick. We're going to shoot this is a gold tip velocity with an 80 grain point. It's a 400 spined arrow. This will pump out of quite a bit more force. I really couldn't feel the let off, and on the other PSEs, on like your EVLs, you can feel a drop off. It's a much nicer draw on the EVL. It's not that it's not like it peaks and then drops or anything like that. It just feels the same all the way through. 305. So PSE's really changed the draw cycle on this bow. The grip is the same as the Stinger. It's the same as all the other PSEs. The balance is very good. To be honest, I really can't tell the difference between this and the drive. So 305, I feel like it should be faster than 305. But I suppose it's because you're getting towards that 7-inch brace height, and the other bows that are faster have got shorter brace height. But there's just no valley with this bow at all. Like, you're really looking for it and you're not finding it. I do like the multiple sight holes. Often when I'm setting up a bow, you feel like you want your sight in the middle of the sight post, and you can't because you haven't got the ability to adjust it. So I like that feature. .307. The bow seems very quiet. There's no vibration. It's pretty good. Look, I don't know about the draw cycle, and we'll see how I cope with it as this review progresses. It kind of feels like a Hoyt. With such a narrow, it's like there's no valley. It doesn't even, it says it's an 80% let off valley. It feels like 60% let off. I really can't feel the valley taking effect. So that PSE normally sort of drops off into a valley. It's like you feel like you can hold it all day. And in fact, with a lot of the PSEs, you're back here and you're like, I don't want to let this thing down because I feel like I'm holding the weight. This bow is not like that. It's, I feel like the drive is more, you can feel the valley on the drive more. The actual shootability feels pretty much the same. Stinger's easier to draw, easier to hold. This is faster than the Stinger. It'll be about the same speed as the drive. I can't feel the difference between the cast and the machine riser, and I really can't feel the difference between this bow as far as when you shoot the bow compared to the expensive PSEs, but I can feel the difference in the draw cycle. So with that, we're going to go back to 18 meters and we'll see how we shoot. Okay, so this is my second time doing this video. The first time I filmed it, the sun was straight in the lens. It didn't show the video, so I couldn't show you. But the group it was kind of okay. I had two groups. I had one group where all the arrows were touching, another group where the arrows were touching, and I had a few rough flights. Look, I think I should be able to shoot this bow well, and that's what I said in the video. However, I said in the video, I think I shot my recurve, well, I do shoot my recurve better than I shot this bow in the trials, so when I tested it. So let's see how we shoot today. We're at the shop, so I have my poodle making some noise in the background because that's extremely unusual. Alright, let's see how we go. Now this bow was sighted in for home, which should be 18 meters, and this should be 18 meters. So I don't know where the arrows are. When I did the video at home, these arrows were slightly high. I had a group high in the 9 and I had another group high in the 8-7. And I had a couple in the 10. So like the bow's nice and quiet when you shoot. There's very little vibration in the bow. It feels like it aims very easy. The low let off, because this is meant to have 80%, would make it harder for a beginner archer. I'm finding it easy because I shoot a 50-pound recurve for target archery, so I'm not minding the draw cycle at all. I like the grip. The grip feels nice. So is it possible I will shoot the recurve bow better than this bow? Absolutely, because this bow doesn't have all the weights on it. It doesn't have the stabilizers, and my technique with recurve is improving. So that's not saying anything about this bow, because if this bow was fitted with all the stabilizers and stuff, I would be steadier aiming. Now I feel that their group so far is up and down, and that's what happened the first time I shot this bow. So I've got very little left and right movement, but I got quite a bit of up and down movement. I'm going to say it varied from the 10 to this 7 in the first take of this video. Look, the bow feels nice to shoot. And when I was doing the video, I was like, well, what bows at this price point are as good as this bow? Now, some bows are more adjustable. So this bow is a 60-pound bow. You're probably going to get down to probably 35, I'm going to guess, 35, 37 pounds. So some bows are more adjustable, but when you adjust a bow down, it becomes not as good to shoot. So the question is, when you're looking to buy a bow, are you looking for a bow which is adjustable? And you want a bow that it's adjustable for starting, because you're just starting off, so you're going to start on a low poundage, build your way up. Or are you just after a bow that is going to be decent to sort of start with? Bare bows are pretty well priced on the market, so I suppose this bow is going to be if you're looking at the PSE Brute, you're going to be looking at the Stinger, which is a little bit cheaper. You're going to be looking at the Drive, which is a little bit more expensive, and go, well, which one of those would I go for? The other bows you're going to look at are bare. Look, I like the grip on this bow, which is the same grip as the Stinger or the Drive. I don't mind the draw cycle on this bow. It feels fast. I'm just going to shoot one more because I'm a little bit worried that the target has got holes in it. I'm feeling these arrows are going straight through. Alright, let's go and take a look. Okay, so I'm up here at the target. This is my bottom arrow, which is a 9, and the top arrow is a 6. Now this group is not very different to what I shot yesterday. The left and right is spot on. The up and down is variable. So what I said yesterday, I'll repeat myself but because it's on the video. What I said yesterday is I got up and down variation. That could be because I'm moving my hand up and down my face. Could be grip pressure, but I'm guessing it's not grip pressure because I'm feeling it's pretty good. It could be cam timing causing this. It could be tuning causing this. So for me, if I purchased a Brute and I got a group like this, actually I probably wouldn't be that unhappy with it. But with me, if I got a group up and down like this, I'd be trying to peep sight to see if it's locking in better to get rid of the height adjustment, because that's most common that you're moving your hand up and down your face when you're shooting this bow. Then I'd be looking at cam timing to make sure they're touching together, because it could be you're getting a slight grip, like the arrows could be shooting a bit like this coming through, so that's causing the highs and the lows. I would be paper tuning or bare shaft tuning to make sure it's not shooting like this. Or it could be grip, the way I'm holding the bow. I don't think it's grip because I think my grip's pretty good. So I think this is more to do with hand pressure on the face. But I would be also looking at the cam timing in this case because I don't feel like I'm getting the full 80% let off. I have shot one of these before, one of the Brutes. And I liked it. I think I shot 2 arrows with it and I found it quite quick. But yeah, this group is what I shot last time. So it could be I just need more weight on the bow. I might just need stabilizers to calm my hand. I might be doing this with my front hand when I'm aiming. I don't know. Anyway, overall, the PSE Brute, it's kind of an interesting price point in the market. It's up from the Stinger. Stinger's a nice shooting bow, easy draw cycle as far as that there's a valley. The drive is similar to the Brute. Look, it feels pretty much the same as the Brute to shoot, so I'm like, I don't know which way I'd go with that. The Bowtech amplifier is a slightly more expensive bow. It's a twin cam. To me, the Brute feels like, it's not to say anything bad about the amplifier because the amplifier is quite a good bow. The Brute feels like a more expensive bow. The Brute feels like an expensive bow. The bare bows, the bare range of bows, you'd want to check out the grips because a lot of them, the grips vary, and I've done a lot of reviews on the bare bows. Some of the grips I'm not that comfortable with, others I am comfortable with, but there's some there I don't like the feel of the grip at all, and the grip to me is so important when choosing a bow. So overall, Elite doesn't have a bow which at this price point, Hoyt don't have a bow at this price point, so either I'm looking at Chinese compound bows, or I'm looking at the Stinger or the Drive, or bare bows, as in bare archery. So with that, I would suggest going into an archery shop and having a feel of the different bows, seeing which one you like the feel of, compare price points, check the specs. The brace on this bow is good. It's 6 3/4, 7 inches are quite steady, so that's a good thing. So it makes it easier for you to shoot. The weight's pretty good. I mean, 4.1 pounds is light. I think the bow's a bit heavier than that. Feels heavier to me, but it is definitely lighter than a lot of the other bows, so you're going to move around a bit more but that may be a good thing for starting off, as far as you don't want to bow too heavy because you'll be dropping your hand when you shoot. So overall, I think although the price of PSE and the price of archery gear is going up, I think it's quite well priced in the market, and I think you're going to see a lot of prices increase in the market. So I think this is at the moment quite well priced. Although I'd obviously like this bow to be cheaper, and that's probably what I say on all reviews. I prefer the product to be cheaper priced. So overall, I think the PSE Brute is priced well in the market, and I think this version of the Brute is pretty good. It comes in the 3 colours too. It comes in black, mossy oak, and I think real tree. So two types of camo black. The black is a powder coat, so if you put ties, if you bolt sights onto the bow or arrow rest, you do run the risk that you'll chip the paint. You can put leather under the sight, you can put leather or plastic under that to stop that occurring. I did see a picture of someone wrapping grip around a painted riser and then pulling off the paint off the riser when they took the grip off, as far as that tape stuff. Look, you run the risk with paint that it'll flake off. Be careful with it. I haven't really had too much of a problem. I do have painted bows and they do chip. This is a pretty hardy paint, but you're always going to run the risk of that compared to an anodized finish. The same applies with a film dip bow. Film dip, you can still have the film dip wear off. Less likely for chipping with a film dip finish though. So anyway, I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. Thanks for watching.